Welcome everybody to this week's micro training. This week we're going to talk about the teacher development skill, about sending a message to a student's parent about something positive you have noticed about their child. So first, a little bit of self-assessment. How often do you intentionally help students feel valued and accepted? Very often, sometimes rarely, or never. Pick where you're at in relationship to how often you actually do this. Now, each student is a child of God with unique qualities, talents, and gifts. As we are observant and recognize when students strive to contribute in positive ways, we can encourage an attitude of acceptance and love among all of the class members. Let's put this in overall perspective. We want to love those we teach. In order to do that, we need to find appropriate ways to express our love. One of the ways that we can do that is to send a message to a student's parents about something positive we have noticed about their child. How do we do this? The very first thing that we need to do is pray for guidance about which student we should focus on and what we could share with a parent or guardian. Second, as we create a message, we need to briefly introduce ourselves to start off the message. And then sincerely express gratitude for the opportunity to have that student in our class. And then finally, we need to clearly and simply state something positive and specific that we've actually observed. As we do this, the promise is that as we sincerely and prayerfully communicate positive observations with the parents, the student will feel our love in powerful ways. Let's watch a model of how one teacher did this.
I am impressed with Kyle today. I should email his parents about this. Dear Brother Jesse, I just want to let you know that Kyle is a great student. He shared a life-changing experience and we all felt the spirit. You have such an amazing son. Brother Roy A. Cotejo. I am impressed with Kyle. I should text his parents. Hi, Brother Jesse. This is Brother Roy Cotejo, and I am Kyle's institute teacher. I just want to let you know that Kyle is a good student. He shared in our class his life-changing experience about reading the scriptures and basing his decision on the gospel of Jesus Christ. What a joy it is to have Kyle in our class.
Well, let's just take a moment to practice. As you're listening to this video for a moment, I want to actually have you pray in your heart for guidance about which student you think right now you should focus on and what you could share with a parent or guardian from someone in your class. Now that you have that student in mind, how could you briefly introduce yourself to start that particular message by email or by text? Think for a moment, how could you sincerely express gratitude for the opportunity to have that student in your class? Now, what could you clearly and simply state that is positive and specific that you have observed about that particular student? Here's a question. What did you learn by practicing this pattern? This pattern of praying for guidance, focusing on an individual student, introducing yourself, sincerely expressing gratitude, and clearly and simply stating something positive and specific that you have observed. What did you learn in that brief moment of trying to do that. A couple of questions to consider. What impact could this have on an individual student and their relationship with the Savior over time? And how could it affect student engagement or a sense of belonging in your class? So I would like to just give you an invitation. This week, start with selecting 1 or 2 students a day that you would feel impressed to use this particular skill with. And continue this until it becomes natural for you, or as long as the Spirit directs you to do so. The promise is that as you sincerely and prayerfully communicate positive observations with parents, the student will feel your love in powerful ways. All right, have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.